I'm back again, and this video is going to be going over Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Not Pokemon Go, let's go. I know some of y'all were expecting the Hoenn region, but guess what? There's other Pokemon games that exist. Now, I won't be going through every one of them. That's not happening. However, I got a lot of requests for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so of course we're going to talk about it. Now, first and foremost, if you haven't seen How Good is Johto and Kanto, go check those out. Since this video is going to be going over Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I don't really consider this to be Gen 1. It is Gen 1, but it's not the same as red, green, yellow, etc. But it doesn't mean we're not going to hold it accountable. Your feet are to the fire. Therefore, all the bad things this game did, I'm dropping it down a notch, a little bit closer to the heat. However, if the game did good, I'm going to give it its flowers. Love you. And finally, subscribe to see more of the How Good Is series. I'm having fun at this, so let's keep it going. Now, without further ado, how good is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? To start, both of these games came out in 2018. That's 2 years after probably the biggest thing in the world. And no, I'm not talking about that. No, stop it. I'm talking about this. Pokemon Go was a worldwide phenomenon back in 2016. People still play it now, and they love it. The unfortunate news is, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee actually didn't make it that far. Matter of fact, it didn't even get another iteration. Right now, it's dead, and now that's very unfortunate. I know a lot of people talk about Pokemon Let's Go Pichu and Togepi and Meryl, but Game Freak never wanted to do more with this series. Don't know why, but they decided we're going to cut it off. Now, these two games still did exist, and they're really a remake of Yellow. However, let's be honest, they're Pokemon Let's Go. The hub world with the Pokemon walking around, the catching mechanics in the game. I mean, look at this. It has Go in the title. This was based off of Pokemon Go first, but the game still acts like it was Pokemon Yellow. So let's go over the pros and cons to see what was good about Pikachu and Eevee and what was bad. Now I have two major things that changed Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu compared to anything else. The first one being is you have co-op. Now you know how it is for some Pokemon games. The extent of trading and sometimes battling is the most you ever do for co-op. You don't do anything else. Now Pikachu and Eevee did much better because now you can run around in the hub world with your friend and also catch Pokemon with your friend. Now if you haven't tried this, then you probably have no clue what I'm talking about, and I suggest you go get some friends to try it out. But if you have tried it, this is nothing but a plus. The fact that you can bring in your friend and just throw Pokeballs together, I mean, that's fun. It may sound stupid, but it's true. It's fun. The second thing is having Pokemon in the hub world. Everybody knows what it's like to be walking around inside grass and not know what you're going to find, looking for a specific type of Pokemon, then when you find something, it's not the one that you want. It's honestly pitiful. However, Let's Go gets rid of all of that. You can see every single Pokemon in the hub world. Now, this mechanic is so good because not only is realistic, but on top of that, other games are doing it right now. Pokemon Legends Arceus just had it. Sword and Shield had it. Other games are trying to do it as well. Now, hub world Pokemon are probably the most important things to this game, but that also brings in another aspect that we talked about in a previous video, shiny Pokemon. If you are an experienced shiny hunter or a casual, just maybe you walk around and find a shiny by accident, you know what it feels like to find one out of the 4,000 something that could be. However, thanks to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can see these Pokemon outside of the grass. They're not hidden anymore. So every Pokemon sprite, you're going to see it if it's shiny or not. And look, I'm sorry, if you haven't seen it, look on the screen, go look up videos about it. To see a shiny Pokemon pop up in the hub world is probably the best feeling you can have ever in these games. Now, besides those juggernauts, there's a couple of smaller things that makes this game such a joyride. For example, Pokemon follow you again. Having a buddy Pokemon feels pretty good. Now, majority of the time it's going to be, of course, Pikachu, Eevee, what else? But hey, you have a Pokemon that can follow you. Another one on the road, your box is always accessible. Now, I know some people may find this as a negative because Pokemon, they're holding your hand, but guess what? You don't have to use the feature. It is nice to go on a catching spree, open up your box, throw them in a PC, move on. It feels good. The last pro I have on here is the Master Trainer. This is kind of a soft post-game challenge where you can battle different types of Pokemon and who is their master. For example, there's someone walking around with a Bulbasaur that's considered the Bulbasaur master. You want to beat all of these trainers and you can become the Grand Master, but to be honest, is it really worth it? Nah. But hey, they added it, so why not? Sprinkles on top. But alas, there's always two sides to one tail. So I went on the dark web, Reddit. While searching through such a lonely, gloomy place, I found the haters. Found out what people just despise about this game. So here we go. Here are the cons about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The biggest thing people hate about this game is its easy mode. There's nothing challenging about this game whatsoever. Besides the master battles I told you about, everything's been dumbed down. There's no items, Pokemon can't hold any of those anymore. There's no abilities, so your Pikachu doesn't have static, and therefore the Wi-Fi competitive scene is just bad. There's no skill, no talent. There's nothing you can really do, and honestly it's not worth even getting into. Another thing people hate, that it's a smaller world. There's no Sev Island, there's no Johto in here, nothing like that. It's just Kanto, and it's a very small Kanto. So it makes you feel like you're kind of compacted. But the biggest criminal about this, which I have to agree with you about, is this game was full price $60. Now, I don't know what that was, Game Freak. That was a terrible decision. I understand your main games, but this is technically not a main game. It's a re-release, so you shouldn't have it full price. And even if you want to consider it a main game, it was still missing stuff from the original. So no matter what, it's a bad play. Now, the more unfortunate part of this is it's been 4 years since the release, and some places still have it at $60. Now, here's GameStop here, at whom we all love, still has it priced at $60, full price. Why? If you're lucky, certain GameStops, Walmarts, Amazons maybe have it around $40, give or take, but it's been 4 years. I feel like it's fair to put it at $29.99 US dollars. Now, to be truthful, that's more of a problem with Nintendo. No matter what, if it's on the Switch, they're going to market it as full price. They really don't care. They want the money. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the big question. How good is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? Now, thanks to the people that love this game and the Redditors hating in the shadows, I'm going to go ahead and run it up. I'm going to give it a total of... This game is a 7 out of 10. Now listen, I know a lot of people really do despise this game, but you gotta understand that it's not marketed towards a lot of people that have already played Red, Blue, etc. And while I understand a lot of the problems with the simplicity of the game, you can't always hate on it because that's what Pokemon games are. Now, wouldn't it be amazing to hit a little hard button and suddenly your game's just more difficult? It would, but that will forever be a Pokemon problem. And honestly, I can't recommend you buying this game. It's honestly not worth it, even after 4 years. Now, let me say this. If you are literally a child, you have never played any of the Kanto games, and it's maybe marked down by price, then I would recommend this. But right now, today... No, I have no money. But with that being said, thank y'all for watching. If you did play Pikachu and Eevee, I do hope you enjoyed it. I do want to see a sequel for this game where they actually make it better, but will that happen? Probably not. Regardless, thank y'all for watching. Really appreciate it. Sub if you want to see more How Good Is series. Maybe we'll branch this out past Pokemon. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good one. Peace.